girl, I am glowy, okay? Hey girl, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Fayy, and y'all know when I show up barefaced, we're getting into a review. So y'all have been literally borderline kicking, screaming, dragging me to review this foundation for you guys, especially after I showed you in my recent Sephora haul that I picked it up. So ask and you shall receive. For today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Patrick Ta Major Skin hydra-luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation. That's a whole lot of words, but we're gonna see if this foundation is really tea, if it's really worth the hype. This foundation actually came out a couple of weeks ago now, I think, and I was on the fence about purchasing it, but after getting so many requests from you guys to review it, I decided to go ahead and pick it up during the Sephora sale. So I don't wanna spend too much time on this intro because I know y'all anxious to get into the tea. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get into it. So first things first, we're gonna get into the skin prep. I'm gonna go in with my primers. I'm not gonna use anything new on the face today because I really just want to let the foundation shine and see what it's giving. And I'm really just gonna focus on complexion today so that we can just get to the point because I know y'all trying to see if you need to keep it in the cart or take it out. So first up for primer, I'm going in with this one from Danessa. This is the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. Absolutely love this. If you know, you know. It's a great, very skincare-like primer, perfect for all skin types to prep and mattify the skin. Next up, to further mattify and blur my pores, I'm going in with the Benefit Porefessional Matte Primer. Again, if you know, you know. This is another one that I have absolutely been loving. It blurs and smooths beautifully, and it's also gonna help control oil. All right, y'all, so skin is prepped, so let's go ahead and get into the foundation. Again, like I said in the intro, I'm gonna be reviewing the Patrick Ta Major Skin hydra-luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation for Natural Glow. You guys know I have super oily skin, so, you know, I'm a little bit concerned about all these luminous, glowy words in the title of this foundation, but we're gonna see how it actually holds up on the skin. It comes in 30 different shades, and on the Sephora website, it says that it's a lightweight and luminous foundation with serum-inspired ingredients, and it's supposed to be buildable, medium coverage, boost hydration, and blur the look of imperfection. And of course, some of the key highlights are that it's hydrating, it's gonna have a radiant finish, medium coverage, and best for dry, combo, and normal skin. It retails for $58, and I picked mine up in the shade 18 Golden Neutral, which is for tan with golden neutral undertones. I will say, I don't know if this is like a super popular shade or what, but every single time that I was like kind of considering picking this up, or even when I purchased it when I was in the store last week, this was the last one on the shelf, and it's normally like one of a very few that are left on the shelf. So if you're my foundation twin and this works out and you plan to pick it up, just be ready to fight for this one because she be sold out. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's go ahead and get into the application. It does have a pump. I will say that the packaging on this is actually really, really luxe, and it feels very high end. It's a glass bottle. I like the rose gold mirrored packaging and pump. I would definitely say you are definitely getting your bang for your buck in the packaging for sure. It doesn't feel cheap whatsoever. Honestly, this is probably among my most luxe feeling packaging for a foundation that I have in my collection. Okay, so I went ahead and pumped some of this out on a tray just so that you guys can see the consistency. It's a little bit liquidy, but nothing too crazy. That tray is from Amazon, by the way. I can link it in the description for you guys if you're interested. But let's go ahead and apply to the skin. I'll say right off the bat, just from putting it on my face, the color match looks like it's probably gonna be eating. Let me zoom y'all in just a smidge so that you guys can see. I'm also gonna go in with my Urban Decay All Nighter just to spray the face. All right, and let's go ahead and blend it out. Yeah, the color match eats down. So yeah, if you are my foundation twin, like I said, 18 is gonna be your match because this just blended right into my skin. Okay, so before I blend out the other side, I know I already put my swipes over here, but just to do a comparison, this is one layer, and then this is the other side before I actually blend it out. So let's go ahead and do the same on this side. And I will say that this foundation does feel really nice on the skin. I can see where they're going with that like serum-like coverage. It just feels like really nice and smooth. It just glides on top of the skin. Okay, so this is one layer of the foundation applied. It's definitely giving medium coverage because again, you can see my dark spots peeking through here. You can also see them definitely on this side peeking through as well. But it's definitely giving medium coverage, and it's definitely giving luminous and radiant. Like y'all see the face, the reflection of the light. Like even all around here, just my entire face is giving very much luminous, radiant finish. But let's go ahead and apply a little bit more just to see, because it did say that it was supposed to be buildable. So let's just add a little bit more to test that claim and see if we can get a little bit more coverage on the areas where I have dark spots. Okay, so, ooh, girl, I am glowy, okay? But yeah, second layer on the face. It definitely built up, but it is giving, it's not full coverage whatsoever. It is giving a strong, medium, buildable coverage. So if you have areas on your face that you want to cover, if you have dark spots or anything like that, you are going to be able to build it up, but it's not going to give you that super full, like, undetectable coverage. I can still see slightly my dark spots peeking through, but it is giving like a natural medium coverage. So I'm not mad at that. If I wanted like additional coverage on those areas, I would probably just go in with concealer. But for the purposes of this video, we'll just kind of leave it be and see how it looks after I apply all of my other products. And I'm not gonna lie, the level of luminosity on my face is making me a little bit nervous, but we're gonna keep going. So I'm not doing anything different from my normal routine, and I kind of want to just focus again on the skin because I know that's what you guys are here for. So I'll show you all the products that I'm using just in case you're interested, but I'm not gonna talk over it. I'm just gonna quickly do it and fast forward so that you guys can see, and then I'll come back to give you my initial first impressions. All right, y'all, so I'm back. This is the finished face. And before I jump into my first impressions on the foundation, I did also use some of the makeup products that I hauled for you guys as well. So I just wanted to give you a quick update on that. These powder puffs from Sephora, yes, they're only $8, I believe. And right now they're 30% off during the sale. This is so good. I mentioned to you guys in my haul that I previously was using the ones from Amazon. Yeah, my Amazon powder puffs are not even competing with this. This is absolutely amazing. If you are a powder puff girly, or if you've been, you know, wanting to try it out, I would recommend picking this up. Again, they're super inexpensive. It's super soft, and even though it is twice as large as my Amazon one, it was really easy to hold in the hand and work with. I did also notice that because this is like a velour material, it picks up and holds the product on the puff a lot better than my Amazon ones do. So just like picking up powders and applying them to my face with this powder puff, I just felt like overall I got a better and more like even application. And again, I also really love that this one is, like I said, twice the size of my Amazon one, so it's able to cover a much larger surface area than that one. So yeah, this 10 out of 10. Also, you guys saw that I used the Hourglass face palette. I decided to go in with this blush right here and then this highlighter right here. You can see it on the face. Absolutely stunning. I think this will be a really nice complement to the other Hourglass face palette that I got last year, which I showed you guys in my haul as well. So very happy with this purchase. If you've been on the fence about it, I definitely recommend. And I do feel like these colors are very much brown girl friendly. So if you were curious about that, they do have 3 palettes. Shout out to, I don't remember your name, but one of you guys did actually comment on my last video and let me know that they do have 3 shades of this palette this year, because I had said in that video that there were only 2. There are actually 3. So whether you are light, medium, or deeper complexion, you should be able to find a palette that works for you. But yeah, 10 out of 10 on this as well. And then I also used the 3-piece lip set that I got from Fenty. I didn't use the liquid lip, but I did use the gloss stick and the gloss bomb. You guys see the lip, absolutely stunning. I felt like this really went well with that kind of burgundy blush that I decided to use on the cheek. So yeah, 10 out of 10 on those. Wanted to give you guys a quick review in case you were interested or, you know, considering purchasing those from when you saw them in my haul. But now let's get into the foundation. So let me zoom y'all in. Y'all know I like to bring y'all up close and personal so you can get into the skin. So this is what we are looking like after all of the products have been applied to the face. You can still see, like I mentioned, my dark spots peeking through. So again, it's definitely giving, and I'm looking over here because I'm looking at my viewfinder, but it's definitely giving a true medium coverage as it does suggest on the website. So if you're looking for full coverage, you're not going to get it with this. You could probably sheer it out a little bit if you want like lighter coverage, but you're not going to get much more than like a strong medium coverage with this foundation. But even with that, like I said, if I did want more coverage, I could have went in with a little bit of concealer on those dark spots and just color corrected those. But I wanted to give you guys like a true look at what the coverage is, how it looks on the face. You probably also can see, let me zoom y'all back out just a smidge, but you probably also can see that my face looks very luminous as the foundation suggests. You can tell by the way, like even right in here, by the way that the light just reflects off of my face. So yeah, I'll be honest, when I was initially applying this to the face before I set with powder, I was getting nervous because it was looking very, very dewy and very, very luminous. I'm still a little bit worried, I'll be honest. I have no expectations. I really don't know what to expect with this. We're just gonna wear it and see. So it is currently 5:07. I've been talking for a little bit, so we'll start this wear test at 5 o'clock. And yeah, we're gonna see how she holds up. Again, like I said, I don't necessarily have any expectations because I usually don't gravitate towards super luminous foundations, but I have seen a couple people that have oily skin that I watch here on YouTube that have tried this out and have continuously said that they love it. So we'll see how it holds up. I'm gonna try to wear this as long as I can give it a good like work day wear test, like 6 to 8-ish hours. I'm starting a little bit late because I had to work today too. I do work a full-time job and I was a little bit busy today, so we're getting started a little bit late, but we're still gonna wear her, see how it holds up. I have a couple errands to run, so we'll go out into the elements a little bit, and I'm probably gonna go ahead and start working on editing this video so I can get it up for you guys ASAP. And yeah, I will check back in with you guys later on tonight. Hey y'all, so I'm back as promised to give you guys a check-in on this foundation, and guess what time it is? It is currently 11:51. So I really stuck it out for y'all because low-key, I should be in the bed. But y'all know I had to come back and give you guys the tea on this foundation. So I have had this foundation on now for 7 hours. I really wanted to push through and give you as close to like a full work day as possible. So this is a 7-hour face that you guys are looking at. And I'll zoom y'all in a little bit just so that you guys can see. So yeah, she is glowy, she is radiant, she is oily. I expected that, even more so considering how much of a luminous radiant foundation this is. But if you've watched my videos before, you already know the true test for me of whether or not this would be a foundation that I would recommend is how it looks after I blot and after I like reset the face. Because again, I have yet to come across a foundation where I just don't get oily whatsoever. So I do expect this. And honestly, for 7 hours, it doesn't look terrible, but really how it performs after we blot is what matters. So let me go ahead and zoom y'all out. But of course, I had to show you guys what it's giving just on its own. I did not blot or anything. Like I mentioned, I did go out and run some errands, and it was actually raining. So I got rained on a little bit, like mist in my face and all. And this, like, it didn't break up, it didn't separate. So that much, it did well. But it's for sure giving oily, luminous, like all the radiant, dewy things. So, got my tissue, y'all already know. So let's go ahead and just blot the face and see what it looks like. Okay, so this is the before. I haven't blotted this side yet. And then this is the after. So it's definitely still giving like a lived-in, natural, radiant finish to the skin, but obviously it's a little bit less oily because I did just blot. So let's go ahead and do the other side, and then I'll get up close and show you guys. Okay, so this is how the skin is looking after blotting. Overall, it looks pretty good. Again, like I said, it didn't really break up on the face. It didn't really settle into my smile lines. It did lift off of my nose, like right in this area when I was blotting. Oh, let me show y'all the tissue. So this is what came off. This is for my whole face. You can see some of my brow, a little bit of everything on there. And you can still kind of see like my face is still giving very much luminous even after blotting. But it looks a whole lot better than it did a couple seconds ago. Also, it did kind of settle. Actually, I was gonna say it settled around my nose, but it actually doesn't look that bad in comparison to some of the other foundations I reviewed recently. If you know, you know. Those like really settled and separated around my nose, but this one actually is not that bad. So yeah, if you were out and about and you needed to wear this a little bit longer and you did not have a setting powder, this is what you can expect. It's definitely still giving that luminous, radiant. I know I keep using those words, but that is literally what it's giving. When I look at my skin up close, it's giving skin-like, natural, radiant. Like, that's literally what it's giving. So, not so much oily now that I've blotted it, but it is giving, like, healthy glow. That's a good word for it, like, healthy glow. So, let's go ahead and set the face and just see if we can bring this back to life. I'm going to be using my Urban Decay All Nighter. If you know, you know. I absolutely love this powder. And one of you guys asked me about a comparison between this and the Fenty powder. I didn't own the Fenty powder, but spoiler alert, I did order it. So that's one of the items coming in my online Sephora order. So I'll be able to compare the two and give you guys an update in a future video. But for today, I'm just gonna use this one and just go over the full face. This is the powder that I take with me on the go for just setting and retouching. Such a great powder, especially if you have oily skin, because it is truly translucent. It's not going to change the color of your makeup or anything like that, but it is going to mattify you and just, give you a couple more hours of wear out of your makeup. And this one is honestly good for all skin types. I, of course, am speaking for the oily skin girlies, but I've heard a lot of girls that use this powder and love it that do not have oily skin. So yeah, all right, so we've set the face. Let me look. Okay, so after setting the face, my nose actually looks 100 times better. I had mentioned to you guys that it had kind of like lifted off of my nose right here, but after resetting, you can't even tell. Like, honestly, I thought I was gonna have a bad review for this, but I don't know, it's kind of eating. I know some of y'all about to be real mad at me because I'm about to be making y'all spend a little bit more money, but I mean, it's kind of eating low-key. I can't even lie. Okay, so this is the face up close after resetting it, like I said. So you can kind of see it. Now, I do have large pores, which you guys can kind of see showing through. So if you have texture, if you have large, like this foundation is not going to do anything for any of that. For texture, if you're oily, for like any of that kind of stuff, you have to go in with like your primers, your skincare, all of that kind of stuff underneath, because the foundation is not giving none of that. It's just giving healthy, luminous skin, natural looking skin vibes. So any other skin concerns that you have, if you need coverage in any areas, any of that kind of stuff, which I showed you guys when I was applying it, you'll need to do that, separately. But as far as just how the skin is looking, it's kind of eating. It's kind of eating. Okay, so let's get into my final thoughts on this foundation. I fear some of y'all about to buy this one because I was so prepared. I was like getting my mind right for the potential of having to tell you guys that I did not like this, because when I first applied it on my face, I just knew it was not gonna work for me, but I don't know, it came together. Now again, like I just said, if you have oily skin, prep your skin, because if you don't, you are gonna be a mess, an oily mess. I probably would have been even more oily if I didn't use the products that I used and prep my skin the way that I did. I use a lot of mattifying products. That's just my preference because I do have oily skin. So my primers are mattifying, my setting powders are mattifying. Yeah, everything, setting sprays, everything, if it could be matte, if there was an option, it was matte. So just want to throw that out there. But even with doing all of that skin prep, you guys saw how oily I still got. That is not like a negative tick for me, because if you know, if you've been watching my videos, I have yet to review a complexion product where I did not come back to y'all somewhat oily. So my true test, like I said, is what does it look like after I blot my skin, because I fully expect to have to do that either with a tissue or if I have my blotting powder on me. I want to see if it has the ability for me to refresh it and make it last like an additional couple hours if I needed to. And I definitely think that this foundation does meet all of those requirements for me. Now again, this is not a full coverage foundation. It does not claim to be, so just keep that in mind. If you do have things on your skin that you want to cover, or if you are a full coverage girly, this is not going to give you that. It's going to build up a little bit, but it's not going to build up to full coverage. So in my opinion, when I wear this in the future, I won't build it up anymore. I'll just do one layer, and then anywhere that I want to add additional coverage, I'll just do that with concealer, because I do like how this feels on the face. It feels like it's not even there. It feels very lightweight, very skin-like, and I would like to be able to keep that lightweight feel on the skin without adding like additional layers, so I can just, spot conceal and be on my way. So yeah, I keep looking at my face up close because like I said, the way my skin was looking before, like when I was doing my makeup earlier today, I was fully prepared to come on here and have some like negative comments to share, and I'm like looking for a reason. Like I'm trying to make sure, because I know some of y'all about to spend your coins, so I'm trying to make sure, like, but I don't have anything negative to say. Well, actually, one thing that I will say, this is not a summer friendly foundation. So this is perfect for this time of year, fall time, winter time, cooler months. If you have oily skin specifically, this is perfect for this time of year. When it starts to get hot, girl, just go ahead and put that in the drawer and then take it back out for fall, winter, because this in the summer, absolute no for me. But this time of year, I could definitely make it work. And I also think this would be a really great foundation to mix with other foundations. So like some of my other more super matte foundations, like the NARS Soft Matte or like the One Size foundation, those other more like super full coverage or super mattifying foundations, this would probably be beautiful to mix in with those to kind of add a little bit more of that healthy glow. But yeah, I don't want to ramble on too much. I kind of just wanted to make sure that I had the bases covered. So to sum all of that up, if you have been on the fence, if you've been waiting for this review, if you were, trying to see whether or not it's worth your coins, I would say yes, it is. I will be keeping mine. I will not be returning it. And I'm sure you guys will see it, pop up in future videos as I use it more. And yeah, that is all that I have to share with you guys for this video. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you made it all the way to the end, go ahead and comment this emoji to let me know that you made it to the end, of course, and that you found it helpful. Per usual, I will have all of the products that I use in today's video listed and linked for you guys down below. And I know some of you guys will be shopping for the first time today if you are VIB or insider or potentially making your second purchases. So don't forget to check out my shopping guides that I created for you guys. I have like very thorough, I spent a lot of time on them for all of the holiday gift sets that I think are the best value, as well as for all of my personal beauty favorites and recommendations. So I will leave links for those down below in the pinned comment as well as in the description for you guys as well. So thank you so much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you very soon in my next one.